Hello, everybody. Welcome to Weeb Thursday.
Yeah, we with Thursday. That's what we're doing today. Uh,
Yeah,
while we do the introductions, I'm going to get the captioner set up and everything,
yeah, fair enough.
and do the social media posts and stream announcements, etc., etc.
Oh, yeah, good point. I should at least do the blue sky announcement.
Yeah, we need to do those. We need to remember to do those. I know we have like the bad brain, so it's hard for like even just like one of us to remember, but we gotta try.
Yes, we do.
There we go. Okay, captioner is set up.
But yes, it was me who had the bout of insomnia this time.
Yeah, actually, I did go to sleep later than I said I was going to, but I also got up in time.
Yeah, so,
Um, Twitch, what the fuck are you doing? Why is this notification in your chat like 6 inches long? Twitch? What the fuck?
yeah, so I've been enjoying, Nine Souls recently.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that while we wait for this fucking this fucking thing to go away in your chat. This is weird. Okay, it's gone. We're good.
Yes, so, that has been fun. If you are not familiar with this game, audience, it is a Metroidvania style Souls like uh, that is described as Talpunk.
And it's got a very cool visual design from what I remember of it. It's like deliciously flavorful and like it just looks really good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Uh, like I mentioned, sort of yesterday, there is a boss arena that is kind of a mix between a rave and like a Chinese banquet.
It sounds cool as fuck.
Yeah, with pumping dance music and taiko drums.
Yeah, I do remember you specifically mentioning the taiko drums.
Yeah, because I was like, that is actually a cool idea that I'm surprised hasn't been used at a rave or something before.
It probably has, and we just don't know. Because, like, of course, like I went to when I was into raving, it was in the like the 2010s, like
Yeah.
the early 2010s. So, and like in
Yeah.
America, of course. So, just like doing the stream alert in Discord.
All right, so there we go. Actually posting that. But yes, it has been very interesting. Um, I think it's more nuanced because it does have the themes of yeah, there is a cycle to life and death, but it is at least more nuanced in ways that don't bother me as much as something like how uh, Final Fantasy XIV handles some of that. The dead must
Yeah,
die.
particularly Dawn Trail. There we go.
Yeah, Dawn
Particularly
Trail.
Dawn Trail.
Yeah,
It's like it was. I liked it in Shadowbringers and Endwalker because of the specific characters and what they were doing, like the context surrounding it. But with Dawn Trails, it's like, okay, well, no, the dead don't necessarily need to stay dead. Like it's a hard ass line to say something like "What is dead must stay dead." Like that's hard as fuck. I love that, but I would never write something with that theme as an overarching like narrative idea.
yeah, and I do think
Because
to
if
an
you could,
yeah,
I think it would be like a good thing to at least bring some people back from the dead.
yeah,
Some people
absolutely.
have died far too early.
But yeah, I think they overuse that theme, and I'm really hoping the next expansion steps away from that as like a
What I want
major
for Final
theme.
Fantasy 14 is to leave the ancients behind.
This as well. I think we're still
Like we're
going.
done. We do not need fucking Azim's sigil on the fucking key. We don't need it. It can just be like something that the ancients didn't do.
Yeah, fair, but
It can show the ingenuity of modern man and the children of man that like the ancients decided that weren't fucking worthy. Like
yeah,
we could show that we actually are, and it's not just us. It's not just the warrior of light that's worthy.
that's also fair. But also, they stuck their noodly little hands on all of the fragments.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just want things to happen that don't have anything to do with them, right? Or
Yeah,
rather, I want things to happen that are mortals' attempts to deal with the fuckery that the ancients got up to, right? Rather than the ancients dealing with the fuckery of other ancients and then like treating all the mortals around them like little babies that can't do anything.
that is fair. That is fair.
Like this is also why I don't want the Warrior of Light to have the soul shard of an ancient, right? It's like, yes, the warrior of light is the paragon, the pinnacle of what mortals are supposed to be, but that doesn't mean that they are the only one who is that good, who is that
Yeah,
worthy.
yeah, that's fair. But yes, with the nine souls, the nuance here is it's more that there are things worse than death,
This
and
is absolutely true. I can think of a few fates worse than death.
yeah, and that you should accept an end if the alternative is, dashing your morals, losing your autonomy, that kind of thing.
Becoming something that you are not in
Yeah.
ways that are not good for like you or your surroundings.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm pretty sure Godwin would have wanted to die properly instead of becoming what he became.
Yeah. Yeah.
For example, that's a fate worse than death right there. That's one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's the idea of, yeah, like your physical body being alive is all well and good, but if you lose your autonomy, what's the point? You're basically a walking corpse.
Yeah, if even that, you may not even be walking.
Yeah. So,
Like
it,
Emperor of Man, for example, in 40K.
yeah, yeah.
Like
So,
his soul
yeah.
being there is great for mankind, but it's also untold levels of suffering.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yes, so I think, yeah, it does a lot better with that theming than other things that bother me more. Because at first, and you heard me be kind of pessimistic about it. Uh,
Yeah, Jesse on stream.
yeah. But,
You were definitely worried it was going to go somewhere that you didn't like.
yeah, but in this case, it's very much not you were wrong for doing the thing as far as trying to preserve your people. It's just you were doing some fucky shit to try and do it.
I mean, you weren't wrong for trying to save your people, but you were doing it in like all the wrong ways, sort of deal.
Yeah. And at some point, when you have no options, you have to accept you have no options.
Yeah. I
Rather
mean, of
than,
course, like the classic, like fight against the dying of the light, et cetera, but also like once you're actually there, you let it happen.
yeah, exactly. It's one of those, doing horrible things that won't actually preserve you isn't the same as trying to preserve your life.
Hi, Amber. What do you want? Yeah, my
Um,
handsome boy.
Other than that, I haven't been up to too much.
Yeah, I mean, I've been streaming most of what I've been doing lately, so there's that. I have been working on the background on some stuff that I don't think I've actually talked much about on stream yet. But Nate gave me the I was playing Skyrim, of course I was like 2 weeks ago or something like that, and I saw a sarcophagus filled with bones, just like packed tight with human bones,
Yeah.
and it was in the same sort of like vague shape as like Stalrim deposits, which are minables, and that just like got my brain going. It's like, okay, with bones as ores. This sounds like an interesting thing. Let me go talk to my bone man about this, which is Nate. He's the bone boy. Um, Literally, he's a dead thing scientist. For new people, he's an archaeologist. So started talking to him about it, and he brings up the idea of the coquina, which is it's mostly like marine life shells, like mollusks and like other arthropods and like various shit that like gets in shallow marine areas that sort of gets packed together into this sort of like rock, but it's made of organic minerals, you know? And he thought like, okay, maybe these vampires do this with vampire bones. And I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. That's deliciously fucked up. Let's go.
Yes, good.
So I've been slowly trying to determine the nature and process by which this stuff is made, and also figure out what to name it because I can't just call it coquina, right?
Yeah.
Coquina is already a thing. That's a mundane thing. It's got to have some kind of name that they refer to it by, especially if there's like a whole ass process to creating it. Yes, Phoenix. And I was talking to him about it before the stream as well, and he brought up the cenotes or cenotes, whatever. I don't remember how to pronounce that word. The cenotes of in what used to be the Aztec Empire, and how people used to do human sacrifice to appease the gods by tossing people into these cenotes.
Oh,
And
yes,
the
yes.
cenotes are shallow marine environments, so this often turns into coquina as well. So it's very possible that people use things like saltwater bogs and cenotes to make this stuff. So places like Scotland and Ireland, of course, some parts of Britain as well, like England as well, and Wales.
Yep.
Then of course, like I'm like very certain, like 98% sure, but I'd have to look it up to like finish out the rest. That there are also saltwater bogs in Scandinavia and northern Germany, and especially in the Netherlands, because of course of course they have like saltwater bogs.
Yep,
I
yep.
would have to go through and like look at the rest of the world as well, because this is one of those things that I want the entire vampiric world to know what this shit is if they're at all educated in like vampiric history, right? Stop. It's not your bag. Don't eat that, you little shit. Anyway, and so like I wouldn't want it to be restricted entirely to like Northern Europe and the New World, the Americas.
Yeah.
So I need this shit to be like widespread and in use for a very long time. But I don't quite know how to make that happen yet. I still need to figure out what the fuck it actually does, though.
Good question.
It's made of like vampire bones, so it's got to do something to do with like undeath, life draining, like vitality draining bullshit, or like fucking shadow magic or something. It's got to do something with that, but I just don't know what yet.
Ooh. I actually have an idea.
Hmm. Hit me.
A fucking gay bulg.
Okay, yeah.
Specifically going, like, it usually talks about it going out like tree roots or veins, but specifically it like the bones start to expand and go towards the veins of whoever it pierces.
Like these bones are still quote unquote alive, and then they will try to rapidly regenerate into the blood. Maybe.
Yes, exactly. So
Okay,
yeah,
that's a pretty good idea.
when you pierce them, little like shards start to kind of grow out towards the veins. So when you pull it out, there's a lot more damage than when it went in.
Okay, yeah, I can work with that. I can work with making this bone like ore, or this ore like bone rather, grow more as it's exposed to blood. You can do a lot with that, and not just weapons.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like for one thing, it also explains how you get more of it without, waiting for a bug.
Okay, I need to look at some. So there's a set of spells that I use for vampires in
Mm-hmm.
my mod list from the Sacrosanct mod set, and it's got some really cool names to the spells, which I don't use very often because I got other spells that I can use instead.
Yeah.
Because like that, my vampire is a mage, so I don't need to rely on the vampire magic. Um, but they've got some really cool names, and I think I can draw inspiration from some of them for some really fucked up aspects of this stuff. Because I was thinking, as soon as you said that it might be a way for them to get more of it without creating like sacrificing more vampires. Of course, some people would still sacrifice more vampires.
Yeah,
Just basically like
absolutely.
beat people over the head, turn them into vampires, and then just like toss them in a fucking shallow, like watery grave.
Yeah.
Um, but like it's just like transferring these, in Dark Souls when you get a pyromancy glove, like they talk about how they've split off a seed from their pyromancy glove
Yep.
to give it to you, something like that, like this fire seed that like when we feed it more and it grows more powerful more and more, and I can have a sect of horrible awful vampires that create gardens of this like living bone.
Yes, absolutely. And the thing is, it's not, avoiding sacrificing more people because you need to feed it blood.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not making it less awful, it's making it more awful by making it hungrier.
Yep, exactly. So, rather than turning somebody into a vampire and chucking them into a bog, instead you're gutting them above the garden.
Leaving them hanging twisted in the trees as they grow through their flesh and bones and subsume them for more, grow more. Yes! That's such good shit! Thank you!
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Alright, I need to write this down. Where is my bits for this setting? I've got it all nested into folders for proper organization and shit. So give me a second. There we go. I don't have a folder for random arcane shit. Okay. Vampiric magics. There we go. We'll do that for the thing, and then new notes. And because I don't have a name for it right now, I'm just gonna call it Vampire Coquina. And let's see. Created by sacrificing vampires via trapping them in shallow marine environments. The resulting ore-like hunks of bone rapidly and uncontrollably regenerates when exposed, or grow, not regenerate, grow when exposed to blood, vampire or mortal.
Yep,
Let's see, and there's the the bone gardens.
yep, bone gardens.
Recognized as both a construction material and brain. Cough up the word brain.
What's the line you were saying? Maybe I can find the
Oh,
word. All right.
I got that. I got it. What I was trying to say was that it was highly prized as both a construction material for arms, armor, and architecture, and a reagent in the creation of far more sinister vampiric creatures.
Excellent.
And I want to add a little note here for myself as a little bit of more fucked up world building. The standard method of creating this living ore traps the souls of the vampires sacrificed
Ooh.
in the material, causing it to be highly illegal in the vampire world, or causing its creation. There we go. Because, as you said, you can grow more of it simply by breaking up a chunk of what's already made.
Yeah. So you just go, hey, is this
Dude, a fucked up world tree made of this shit.
Oh, yes. And also, an Iron Maiden made of this shit.
This is a good brain day. Yes, this is excellent.
Yes, good.
Let's see. The treatments or to weapons causes a like behavior in the bone. There we go. I gotta make sure that's there. Am I missing anything else on this fucking list?
Sounds about what we came up with so far.
Let's see. Yeah, I shouldn't need to, but I know I will need to because bad brain. I need to note down that you can make more of it just by breaking off chunks.
Yeah, breaking off chunks and feeding it blood and viscera. Oh. You know what you do is you have like ancient vampires who have underwent this, phenomenon, and naturally or unnaturally, but either way, the bog eventually gets covered by a field, and no one knows it's down there until a blood-soaked battle occurs.
Okay, that's a good idea for a specific area. Yeah, I like that. Like a an emergency incident that like the vampires would have had to solve before like the mortals noticed there was something fucked up going on.
Yeah, exactly. So some really bloody battle occurred.
Yeah, like maybe during a war between vampire clans, they possibly even after the process of creating was outlawed, one clan was like, "Nah, fuck you, we do what we want." So the vampires were like, "Okay, well, you don't want to follow the laws. That means you die. You know that, right?" And then they laid siege, destroyed them, but didn't completely destroy the Garden of Bones that they had created. And
Yeah,
then it just eventually got like overgrown by fucking trees and shit like that. Everything that would happen, and then like a massive battle happens there. Uh, Later on, a few hundred years later, and then the vampires are like, "Oh fuck!"
yeah,
That's a good
yeah,
hook for a
yeah,
plot.
maybe they even tried, but they didn't know how to dredge the entire bog for all the bone
Yeah.
shards. So there were enough shards there that, when the battle occurred, it gradually just started to grow and grow after that blood soaked battle just
Yeah.
occurs.
That's good shit. This is a creation that the Dark Mother would be furious at.
Excellent.
Specifically because of the soul trapping thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, makes sense.
And she, like, the Dark Mother is one of the few characters that I have that would actually be able to fucking tell that it happened. So, like, as soon as she saw that, it'd be like, okay, whoever made this needs to die.
Fair.
Whoever came up with this idea, like, needs to fucking die.
Yeah. And probably what happened is it was found by a happy, quote unquote, happy accident.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that's what Nate was suggesting as well. That people just like dumped vampire bodies in the bog to let them rot, not thinking anything of it because vampire bodies rot rapidly.
Yeah. Or hell, it could even be, have been and actually, on purpose as far as like, oh, yeah, we're doing a burial thing. And this is our form of burial.
Could be, yeah. It could even like not even thinking that them trying to do anything mean to the vampire at all, like leave them rotting on the side of the road or anything. Just like actually trying to give them a proper burial, and then fucking they come back to do it again later, and like there's fucking bone growing out of the ground.
Yep. And you toss one body on top of it, and then suddenly it starts growing, and you're like, what the fuck?
Like maybe it started as like tiny little thorns or spurs on the ground. So when they toss another body and the spurs
Just
pierce the
yeah.
skin, pierce the flesh, and like it just starts growing right in front of them, and they're like, "Oh, that's not good."
Yeah, that's a thing. I better tell somebody about this.
Okay, yeah. I like that. I like that idea. This is some good shit. Thank you.
You are very welcome. I'm glad I had that brain blast there.
Maybe it was an offshoot clan of the who the fuck does the vine magic? Which one was used the vine magic? Plant control. Where are you? Pain sharing, animals, weapons, blood necromancy, blah 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 blah. Hallucination, healing blood, vines. Here we go. The Kara Inn. All right, yeah, maybe it was a an offshoot clan of the Kara Inn, like a bloodline that was cut short because of their fuckery.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because there's no way like only the 17 or 18 clans that I have would exist. Because those are where they started from the 18 first turned by the Dark Mother, the first generation. Because
Yeah.
there would have to be more, but they've probably like halfway been destroyed or they've been folded back into the main clan or what have you.
Yep.
Okay, anyway, talking about fucked up vampire shit, let's go to Demon Lord 2099.
Yes, Demon Lord 2099. So we've got 2 episodes here because Demon Lord 2099 decided to finish out rather than wait for the new year.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
We'll just have to wait for the next course or the next season, whichever.
Yep. So this is very cool. We find out what Hizuki's deal is.
Which I fucking called it. That is actually the goddess.
Yep, that is a reincarnation of the goddess.
Or rather, Velto calls it a soul fragment, so I'm sure there's other chunks of the goddess floating around.
Potentially. But it was also stated that what she did was because she would have been destroyed or otherwise unable to interact with the world if she remained a higher order being.
Which Velto, I assume, was immune to that because of like he was at the time in the process of like undergoing that same kind of change.
Yeah. Yeah, he was already going to be diminished when he got reincarnated.
No, I don't have enough sugar for my tea.
Oh,
But keep
no.
talking. I'm just gonna grab my other bag of sugar.
But yes, so we find out she's the reincarnation of the goddess. We also find out that she had a rough life because a fucking assassin just goes around killing people around her or otherwise fucking with her life.
Yeah, and we still don't know like the full story behind what their plans were, like that organization.
Yeah, we don't.
So it's set up hooks for the next season at least.
Yeah, we don't really know. All we know is that Marcus was just a kind of a low tier member.
I don't think it said that he was a low tier member, just that he was a member. But
Yeah,
I might have misread
that
it.
he was an agent and he wasn't necessarily the one in charge.
Okay, well, yeah, there's that for sure. He was definitely not like the one in charge.
Yeah, so there are more things going on there.
So that does handily explain how Marcus managed to orchestrate the immortal hunts all over the world and not just in his city. He
yeah,
has allies, or had allies anyway. He's fucking dead now.
yeah, now he's fucking dead. But yes, so
Hashtag deserved, fuck babe.
uh,
Because he did the exact thing that we were talking about with the bone garden thing. He did that.
yep, absolutely. So so we find that out as far as okay, that's what happened to her parents. That's what happened to her. We see that our goblin friend was trying to protect her,
Mm-hmm.
even as
And we also
far.
saw that the headmistress was also trying to do so. So
Yep.
they were genuinely on the same side.
Yep. But unfortunately, fucking dead.
Yeah, they're all dead. Everyone's dead except for Hizuki.
Yeah, except for Hizuki. But yeah,
Hizuki's the only the great the only one alive after that episode.
yeah, fucking take. But the fucked up thing is, fucking takes the headmistress's body.
Yeah, just like body jacks the bitch. That's fucked, dude.
Yeah, just takes her shell, installs it, stalls the brain into her own.
Then like has her assassinated in her old body.
Yep.
That's fucked, dude.
Yeah,
That's some fucking like altered carbon shit right there.
yeah, which almost causes an all-out war between the two cities because it's somebody important to, Magic Town, allegedly killing somebody very important to Electric City.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Like I know there's like some weird sounds you guys are hearing over my mic. It's that the sugar that I've got for whatever reason, some of it is like in like hardened chunks. I'm trying to
Ah,
break it all up. That's what that sound is. I'm not
gotcha.
jerking it, I swear. I'm crushing sugar.
But yes, so Veltel's, approached by the assassin. He goes, "Fuck you," essentially.
Yeah, the assassin called themselves faceless, I think.
Yes, faceless. Which, yeah, understandably, because they just continue to body jack and change bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the only thing that they intended to do that we know of was get the 3 regalia. What they intended to do with that regalia, how they intended to use it, is not quite clear.
Yeah, because like Delta got in the way of that and didn't let that plan quite come to fruition. So
Yeah.
we don't know exactly what they were trying to do yet.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll come up in dialogue later with them, but
yeah, they are called the New World Church.
yeah, which they seem to be like artificially creating heroes, which is always fucked up.
Yep, absolutely. So we do get to see the goddess.
Although she is using Hizuki's body, so she looks a lot like Hizuki at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. But, oh, also we find out that the orb regalia that was missing is actually in her eye.
Called that one too.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm so smart and genre savvy, except for I didn't catch that the assistant teacher Mag or Magaro or whatever her name was. Was the enemy. I didn't catch that. That one blindsided me, which is good. You should be able to predict some things, but not everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So they have to deal with all these problems because they're threatening and killing, or at least going to kill students. They kidnap Hizuki and, talk
Force the
about,
goddess to manifest.
yeah, like,
Oof.
a lot of her problems involve the goddess manifesting. To protect her, though.
Yeah, like the goddess was not doing it on purpose. That's why she kept saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." It's not. That's like two different characters there. That one's to Graham and her.
Yeah, exactly. It is both to her and to Graham. We find out the goddess was in love with Graham, and that's why she wanted to provide him happiness in the form of eternal youth.
Of course, like she's a goddess, not a mortal, so she doesn't realize that that's not necessarily a blessing.
Yeah, and then she realized, oh, a lot of bad shit happened to Graham after that,
Mm-hmm.
and now she's worried that that he absolutely hates her. So that's part
Of
of
course he
her.
doesn't. It's Graham.
Yeah,
He's not like that.
you
Graham's
know,
a good boy.
and that's part of him. Part of her clinging to this world is that she wants to know and apologize to Graham, but also she's afraid to seek him out.
Which, like, fair, I guess.
Yeah, like some of that is understandable. But yeah, she uses causality warping shit.
Yeah, like luck magic, I think Veltzel called it. Like she manipulates luck and fate,
Yep,
which
luck
is
fate.
cool.
Yeah, so automatic. Attacks of the physical and low magic variety, she can just automatically just divert them. Like something will happen, floating debris, tosses his
You'll
arm
fucking lose
aside.
your footing and slip or whatever.
Yep.
Which actually happened to Veltzel. He just slipped when he was on solid ground.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, Thankfully, Graham was in the area because he could sense that the goddess was around. At least to some extent.
That will have to do for now. I do not have the hand strength to crush the entire thing.
Yeah.
But that's more than enough for like the next week or so of sugar. All right, but now my left hand is all sticky from the sugar being underneath my fingernails and shit.
Eh.
Just give me a second. I'll fix this. I'll be fine.
Yep. So Graham was in the area, thankfully. So during the battle with the goddess, which I do love, Beltol and the goddesses back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they were very much sniping at each other.
We also got confirmation that Veltzel actually was actively defying the gods on purpose and
Yes.
making an enemy of them.
Yep, all the gods.
Classic fucking
Demon Lord shit.
Demon Lord shit, but also like good to have confirmation of that instead of just like assuming.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, and it's one of those things. Probably like, yeah, I hate what fate had in store for my people.
Yeah, probably like defied the gods just to save the world in a way.
Yeah,
And then was
exactly.
branded Demon Lord because he was defying the gods. He himself may even be a former deity, considering like he's also called a higher order being.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I'd have to see if those terms were actually said in the same Japanese. Like the exact
I think
same
they were,
phrase.
but yeah, we'll have to go back to find it.
Because yeah, the English translated lines were definitely the same, so it begs the question, like, what the fuck is Veltol?
Yeah, we still haven't gotten an explanation on that. But
Yeah.
we do know that he does gain power from worship, which is a classic deity thing.
Yep. Gains power from that, and it doesn't seem like anybody else does. Like Marcus didn't. Machina doesn't.
Yeah.
Like it's
Because
not.
if she did, Velto would definitely have her on his stream all the time to boost her power too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Or get her own setup.
Something like that.
You know, fucking here, do a cooking and makeup channel.
Since she's actually really good at it.
Yeah, exactly. Like those are things she's actually really good at. Granted, apparently she's pretty damn good at fighting games.
Yeah. So I mean, she's been around for a very long time. So you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, they go ahead and yeah, Graham helps Veltol by basically running interference for him. And Veltol uses his new sword that does look a bit like Graham's sword.
Yeah, it must be like I don't know where it's from, but we did finally find out what it does, and then it carves apart souls.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna plink your soul now, goddess. Give this girl her body back.
Yeah, I wonder if he made it because of his experience with Graham's holy sword, or if it's a
No,
came from his
he did talk about it like it was a previous ability.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's like what my brain says, but it's been a couple of weeks, you know?
Yeah. So, yeah, he did talk like it was a previous ability.
Sorry, buddy.
Oh. Yeah, that...
I kicked my cat a little bit on accident. Yes, I know. I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah, so it might be something of the sort where that's what soul or immortal rendering swords look like.
I wonder, like, my thing is, like, I wonder if it's a holdover from his own deific status. If he kept it, if he kept that one part of it, his deific abilities to one day kill the gods.
Yeah, that would make sense. Or if he wasn't a deity to begin with, it's like, well, I need a god-killing sword.
Yeah, so I need something that will just strike the soul of a thing, the core of it, rather than, like, its physical shell.
Yeah, exactly. Which, yeah, he does that. Hizuki's alive, going to school with Takahashi.
Yeah, transferred to Shinjuku.
Yeah, which, speaking of which, Hizuki has a great speech where she's like, yeah, I've got all three regalia. Yeah, it wasn't the headmistress. It was somebody, you know, disguising themselves to cause exactly this.
Also, I abolished the monarchy.
Yeah, like, I abolish, I'm the monarch, and my first action as monarch is to say, the regalia holds no monarchy.
Yeah, no gods, no masters, no kings.
Yeah. So,
do it yourself, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, exactly. Which is basically what she fucking says.
Yeah, because she starts fucking swearing up and down at them, which is great because they've treated her like garbage for a very long time.
Yeah, absolutely.
For shit completely out of her control.
Yeah, essentially she gets treated as somebody who is mixed race can be treated, where no matter where they go, their presence is questioned.
Yeah, specifically because she actually is mixed race.
Yeah.
She's a mixed descent of an elf and a human.
Yeah, exactly. And of course come from Electric City and Magic City.
Yeah, her mother was Magic City and her father was Electric City.
Yep. And they wanted to live as nobles, which is the only reason she lives there.
These fucking butter cookies are goddamn delicious, dude.
If only you could give them to me through the internet.
I wouldn't, but that's because I don't share food.
But fair. So,
I know, I'm a monster and a savage.
So yes, they do find the book they were looking for and find out that, yeah, some of the folks are still alive. Some of the Dark Peers are still alive.
Yeah, and actually, Machina meets one. She is currently being mind controlled and like
Used by
forced into servitude by the New World Church.
Yeah, which
Yay! It's May that she finds. By the way, it's May. I don't remember the other guy's name.
Yep.
But before this episode, I wouldn't have remembered May's name either. So it's nothing special.
Yep. So they find her alive.
And it starts with an S.
Yeah.
And we also find out a little bit about May's magic. It's fucking gravity shit.
Nice.
You see that fucking black hole that she summons?
Yeah.
Ooh, I love gravity magic. Gravity magic's the good shit.
Yeah, that is the good shit. So we don't have an exact location of where they're going next, or, an exact thing of what they're doing other than the New World Church is going to be a problem.
Yeah, my immediate guess is that they're going to try to track down and free May from the mind control, and then also find the other Dark Peer, whose name again I cannot remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember his title either.
Yeah, no, completely out of the brain. Yeah. So highlight during the whole thing where Hazuki's kidnapped and the goddess manifests, Machina is dealing with the New World Church bitch.
Yeah, which is actually May.
Yeah, which is actually May.
Which explains a hell of a lot why she was even struggling at all with her.
Yeah. And one of the things she does is she pulls out a fucking blood bomb. And she's like, I hate using that bastard's magic, but it fucking works.
Yeah, like Marcus, he may have been an awful creature, an awful little gremlin of an immortal, but he was very powerful.
Oh, absolutely. And blood bomb, it works. It's something you do. And we find out, their blood dissipates unless they don't want it to.
Yeah, the way that they say it in Japanese makes it sound like it's blood 2 bomb or maybe bloody bomb, not blood bomb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I have to wonder if the translators are being weird about it, or if there's an official translation of the light novels that change the name to Blood Bomb, but the version that they say in Japanese makes sense to a Japanese audience sort of deal, right? I don't know. Because it's English, of course, but whenever you borrow words from other languages, you can just slap them up and do whatever the fuck you want with them most of the time.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things where you don't tend to end with a consonant in Japanese.
Yeah, but the way that they end whenever they use a loan word like that, they usually add an O and not like a harsh
well,
which is what they do.
I think what it actually is they're using an U, bloodoo bomb.
Yeah, bloodoo bomb, which is what it is. Yes, but rather than that, they usually use an O, which I know that because I've also had my name translated and shit like that, and people made mistakes with that one as well.
Yeah.
My legal name ends in a silent letter, but when someone was translating it into Japanese lettering, they did not realize that the letter was silent.
Ah.
So, I got an extra fucking syllable in my name.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I think what it is you're hearing DU as TU.
Yeah. It does seriously sound like they're saying blood 2 bomb. There's a delineation in the D there at the end. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they were just told to enunciate the D very well, but then they couldn't get over the other part because that's not part of their language. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I think it's just how they're pronouncing it sounds that way to you, but I think it is blood bomb.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I do love that weird fucking necromancy blood magic shit where they're just this innocuous thing, explode it.
Yeah, yeah. Blood in battle? Absolutely explode that.
Yeah, the classic necromancer spell of corpse explosion is just that innocuous thing, blow it the fuck up.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was pretty good. And yeah, but May, who was called something else by the New World Church,
Angie.
Angie, that's it.
Yep.
Uh,
I remembered it because it's spelled the same way as Angie Battler. Or not Battler, Angie Ushomiya.
yeah, good point. But yes, Angie is an immortal. So yeah, she comes back.
After getting her head completely fucking exploded.
Yep. Uh, yeah. When the goddess is about to die, Beltol does tell her, of course he doesn't hate you.
He's the hero.
Yeah, this is Graham we're talking about. Graham. I do appreciate that she, if she's going to be in love with Graham, I'm glad she's gone.
Although I could have gotten down with some hero X deity romance
Oh,
if it was
absolutely.
actually handled well.
Yeah, my problem is the body sharing aspect of that. Because,
Yes, that part would be like not great.
yeah, so I prefer, having the vibes of Hizuki and Takahashi. Uh, yeah, Velto going, oh yeah,
Pansexual polycule?
yes,
There you
always.
go.
But I do love Velto going, oh yeah, all hard bosses have a second phase. I love this nerd ass, centuries old, but still a fucking nerd ass.
I
Love
love
it.
the characterization of the immortals. They're all really good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The immortals are very interesting. And yeah, I forget what the secretary's name is, but
Ah, fuck, I don't remember either.
yeah, but she is continuing to back Graham up, which nice.
Yeah, which maybe we'll get some Secretary X hero,
Yeah,
which is also pretty good.
yeah, that is pretty good. So he's backing him up, helping civilians and things, so he can focus on dealing with the major threat.
Yeah, so I think we're seeing the start of a new hero party.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I do love Veltol. Once he is about to go and get Hizuki, going, "Hey, you! I forget what his name is now, but the fuck ass pompadour elf from before,
Albert, yeah,
Albert.
Albert, I think,
Yeah,
or
Albert.
Alberto, maybe I don't remember.
Yeah,
One of the two.
you got this." And he's like, "Yeah, you're in charge. You got this." And he just gives an awkward two thumbs up.
Yeah, sure, I got this.
Which, I mean, it does say something that he's willing to acknowledge. Yeah, your magic is actually pretty fucking good. So, out of all these students.
Yeah, for your age, you're really good.
Yeah, out of these students, I can expect you to at least put up a good fucking fight.
At least something of a fight, anyhow. Yeah, like he did say that during, like, after the duel with the guy too. Is like, yeah, in a couple hundred years, once you've like fully come into your magic, you will be like a genuinely terrifying opponent. You are really good.
Yeah, like he absolutely acknowledges skill.
Oops.
Um,
I thumped my my teacup into my ashtray. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, but it does suck. Hizuki has nobody other than Veltol in his group.
Yeah, although like if you're gonna have like a good like forever friends, that's a good group of them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just like,
especially as like a half elf who is gonna like not live as long as your elven kin and live longer than your human kin. Like you're gonna want people like Velzel and Machina around.
yeah, absolutely. But also, fuck, they killed the goblin. He's so cool, and they kill him.
It's like Corneille, I think his name was.
Something like that. I am terrible with names.
Yeah, it's fucking fantasy names, dude. What are you gonna do about them?
Yeah, that too. But just, I'm not gonna remember most names unless they're repeated a lot.
Yeah, and we only heard his name like 2 or 3 times total.
Yeah, but yeah, He was looking out for Hazuki. He's real cool, kind of crass, but that's kind of good about him. He was never,
Yeah, like I liked that. I'm gonna miss the Goblin Boy going forward.
yeah, like he would have made an excellent ally. So,
And
fuck.
I was right on that. The headmistress was not like she was a person in power who was not going to be a vile fuck.
Yeah,
It was just like me, like my brain being a little bit weird about her at first.
yeah. Then again, I don't know when the switch happened.
It happened
Oh yeah, that's
very
right.
recently
Oh yeah, that's right.
because
It
we saw
happened.
both of them in the yeah.
Yeah, because it happened after the explosion. That's right. Because they did blow up a building as well.
Yeah, because Hizuki pointed out that she was calling her Reynard and not Hizuki.
Ah, yeah,
So
yeah,
we
yeah.
know that this happened very recently because we've been hearing the headmistress call her Hizuki
Yeah,
in
so I
private.
think the vibes we were getting were, oh, something bad is going to happen. We just didn't recognize what the bad was.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that is Demon Lord 2099. I am interested.
That is the season finished. Yeah,
Yeah, and I think this is a better end to the season than if they had ended with killing Marcus.
that's true. Yeah.
Because we've now
Although
kind
they
of,
had to end with killing Marcus, they would have had to add like a lot more in between to pad it out, basically. So it might have still been a pretty good story as is. I don't know.
maybe. But I do like what we got, and we kind of established where a lot of the old characters now are. We've dealt with the question of the goddess. We've dealt with we know what the hero side and the demon side kind of are doing.
Oh, there's a statue made of pure gold of the hero in the fucking treasury.
Yeah, the fucking goddess. I am going to say she probably had a hand in that.
Probably, yeah. I can't believe I fucking forgot about that.
Yeah, just Takahashi like treasure.
Yeah, treasure. Which like she doesn't need any money because she's got Velto like right there with 3 million subscribers. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, yeah, this
Like
motherfucker.
if we translate that to real life rates, even if he did not get like the full fucking like the huge partner plus bullshit that you would definitely get at that level if he was only at the affiliate like rate, that's like $2.36 per subscriber monthly.
Yeah, yeah.
He's making like what is that? That's fucking like that's almost $8 million a month.
Yeah, like this man already has a war chest. I'm sure of it.
Give him like 3 years and he will be one of the wealthiest motherfuckers alive.
And somehow,
Which like he would say that's deserved. That is his right as the demon lord, of course.
yeah, and somehow the demon lord is more moral than Mr. Beast.
Somehow, for fuck's sake.
All right, I think that is Demon Lord wrapped up.
Yeah. Oh, and there's not really that much to talk about for Ranma either. Like, this is the thing with these like slice of life comedies is that there's not a lot in every episode. It's more like every arc has something very interesting, right?
Yeah, like both Ranma and All Guys Mixer are kind of short. Going to be short here.
Yeah,
But
which they're good and like interesting and fun and very worth it, but there's just not
a lot
much to
per
dig into, right?
episode.
Like it's all character stuff, which I can't really describe and talk about very easily here without like a whole ass script to go into. But just know that whatever we say going forward, that we do like these characters. There's just not a lot to talk about. I know that Demon Lord got a much longer segment than everything else will, but I'm just This isn't because we like Demon Lord more. It's because Demon Lord has more things to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I guess starting with Ranma, yeah, it's it's an amnesia arc. It's an
Very
amnesia.
short one. Thank the fucking gods.
Yeah, absolutely. uh, yeah, she has this entire brain block with Ranma. Like, like he kind of slides off her brain
He
constantly
even
throughout
seems to
this
like
episode.
continuously forget about him, that he's even there.
Yep. Yeah.
Like anything that like everyone else tells her seems to just like not stick in her brain afterwards,
Yeah.
which is an interesting form of like mystical amnesia. I don't think I've seen that before.
Yeah, it is very targeted, which is interesting.
It's targeted and ongoing, which is the thing. The ongoing part is the one that like is interesting and weird to me.
Yeah, absolutely. So after Rama acknowledges that's what's going on, he grabs Ryoga, who is currently Pichan, and, changes him back like, all right, give me the details. And at first he's like, no. And then he
Why
opens,
would I?
yeah, and then he opens the door because they're just in a fucking like supply closet or something, or where you put all the
closet or some shit.
yeah, where you put all the gym equipment
Storage
outside.
room, probably. Actually, yeah, it's the storage room. There we go.
Yeah, and he's like, "Hey, you girls who are currently, sprinting, want to see something interesting?"
Yeah, all 15 girls. You want to see something funny?
And Ryoga's like, "All right, fuck."
I will cave. Please do not.
Yeah, and he didn't know a damn thing.
No, of course he didn't. Like, Shampoo fucking kicked him in the head.
Yeah, he got a fucking boot to the face.
Which he does deserve, granted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, all these characters kind of deserve that. Every single fucking one of them.
Yeah, though Ryoga more than a lot of them.
Like, the doctor and the oldest sister, probably not, but like everyone else, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Even a lot of the fucking random side characters deserve to get kicked in the head.
Yeah. So they deal with that, So now they go back home, and finally, or first they go to the doctors, actually.
Yeah, of course, because like you would go to a doctor or something like that.
Yeah.
And we find out that Shampoo used shampoo to erase Akane's memories.
Yes. You use a magical shampoo, and it was something like, it was some sort of Chinese shiatsu. I forget what the full name, but it was shiatsu.
Yeah, I don't I don't know Chinese. That will not stick in my brain for anything, no matter how many times it's said. Just because like I just don't know anything about the language.
Yeah. But yeah, you put in the shampoo and you target certain points on the head, and somehow that can give you targeted amnesia. And then Genma, that's it, says, comes in first in panda form to say, yeah, I saw it all. And he starts to write a very long sign, and Rama's like, fucking no, turn back into a human, you dunce.
Yeah, just like turn back into your human form, you damn idiot. Stop. What are you doing?
Yeah, so he explains what we just explained. And so Ranma goes out to go and find her. Meanwhile, we find out that Shampoo is actually the new assistant for the doctor.
Yeah, because that's totally a safe idea.
100%. Granted, I mean,
extremely safe and good decisions going on here.
girl's gotta work, and he didn't know.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying. Like, this is definitely not going to turn out badly for anyone at all, ever.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
They fail to find her because, of course, she's back where they started. But unfortunately, even when finding Shampoo, because Shampoo just shows up at the house as well, it's not so easy to get her magical shampoo.
Yeah, of course.
Rama was willing to go all the way to the fucking China, which we find out they swam there. They swam from
Yeah, which is fucked.
Yeah, they swim from Japan to China. That's how Genma and Rama originally got there. Which
Yeah, and like Ranma even calls it, it's like, oh yeah, it's hard but doable. And it's like, what?
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? But, I mean, that explains why Ranma is as fucking incredible as he is at this shit.
Doing shit like that. Yeah, gods.
Yeah, swims to an entirely different landmass with his dad. But he doesn't have to do that because Shampoo approaches him, goes, I have this. Of course, she sticks it in her cleavage. And when
Yeah, of course.
You know, but then acts very concerned when Rama actually goes for it. And Rama goes, okay, I'll do what you want as long as it's not killing Akane and not marrying you. And she goes, all right, kill the girl Ranma. And, well, he goes, okay, what if I get her beaten half to death? Which is what he...
fucking like... And I think we end on like them kicking the shit out of him and then Shampoo breaking in.
Yeah, so, first he, gets Ryoga to do it, which Ryoga's initially like, no, I'm not going to help you, but then he just, like, goads Ryoga. But the problem is Ryoga collapses, Ryoga collapses before he's really all that beaten. But then Mr. Tendo and his father come in and beat the shit out of him.
All while saying, it's like, oh, it's so sweet. Your self-sacrificing nature is so sweet and lovely and romantic. While just, like, kicking him in the fucking guts.
Yeah. Akane comes in, it's like, hey, don't pick on somebody. And then...
Why are you bullying the weak? I mean, he's not weak. He's letting them do it.
Yeah. And Rama's like, oh, you're not cute. And that is what finally triggers her fucking memories.
Finally.
Yeah. So it gets undone. We see the new version of one of the gifts we really like of Rama getting his hair pulled to sit him somewhere else.
I was actually going to mention that. I forgot to. Fuck.
Yeah, because it was a different angle on the older episode. But it was definitely the same gag where Akane just grabs him by the ponytail and he just casually gets moved.
He no-sells like being lifted by his hair.
Yeah. And then Rama's tack is to finally get rid of Shampoo, is to say the reverse of his situation. Show that he is female Ranma and say the girl body is the original, the boy body is the temporary.
Just so like she'd leave him the fuck alone, and like she gets completely heartbroken by this.
Yes, she is entirely heartbroken by these turns of events. And so she leaves in tears, and Rama feels bad about it because he's a fucking sap.
If I was in Ramna's situation, I'd just be like, okay, deserved. Fuck you.
Yeah, deserved. Be gone. But they have to give a question of who will Rama choose?
Iconic. It'll be iconic.
Yeah.
Maybe eventually. I don't know. We don't know how the fucking story ends. I haven't read the shit.
Yeah, so and that's where we actually leave off.
Because like, how fucking often does a rom com actually have the main like the main one of the main characters switch love interests and stick to that to the end?
Yeah,
It's always the first one that's introduced that you get.
Yeah, the only one who that never happens with because it just goes on perpetually is Tenchi Muyo. Like that never ends.
Yeah.
The best choice is the first woman introduced.
Like this is how you can tell the in romance manga and manhwa and shit like that. This is how you can tell the male lead from the second male lead which one is introduced first.
Yeah.
It's just extremely reliable. Like once you have the whole cast to figure out which one of them, like which ones of them start to have feelings for the character that you're following, and then figure out which one of them was introduced first. That's your male lead. And the same is true of the reverse when you've got multiple female leads. You know, like, whichever one is introduced first, that's the one you get.
Yeah.
And it's almost never the childhood friend. That's the exception.
Yes. I do know of one exception.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the standard formula. There are exceptions to this.
Yes. A very prominent one, but I will say just because it did recently get a remake. Let's see. I think that's everything with it. I did enjoy it. Some good gags in there.
Yeah, it was fun, funny, but like again, nothing much to talk about episode by episode. It's the arcs that are important for these kind of things.
Yeah, and I feel like All Guys Mixer is going to be the fucking shortest because there really wasn't a conflict in this episode. It was more of a wrap up of this season.
It was genuinely like just the wrap up of the season, which I think is good because you don't want like a big conflict in this kind of character thing for the last episode. You want like stuff to be resolved.
Yeah, like
maybe introduce new threads, but mostly just like resolve shit.
Yeah, which it is very much resolved. She realized, Kohaku realizes that Hagi's talking about her.
The slow realization.
Yep.
It's like after they're done talking, she just goes, "Hold on, wait a second."
Yeah.
In this episode, we actually get to see how absolutely fucking horrendously down bad
Suo
is for Tokiwa.
Yeah.
Which, like, she's always so cool and collected and controlled that it's easy to forget how bad she's got it, but she's got it bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
For this man.
She is an excellent flirt. Just supremely confident. But also she is down bad.
Yes. Very much so.
Which is great. Like, that is a great character dynamic. Where, oh yeah, super confident, but also you are down bad for this boy.
Yeah. I know it's just gay brain speaking, but I really just want all the girls to kiss.
I mean, fair.
Like sloppy makeouts in the back room of the bar.
That is absolutely fair. I really do like the one side character coworker. The one with the really, really butch haircut.
Oh, yeah. I was going to ask which one, because there's two.
Yeah, like, I hope they get to have the sloppy makeouts at least.
Someone's going to have some gay sloppy makeouts. Please.
Yes, but it is all very good. We really do just kind of wrap things up where we see characters interact and be very romantic and otherwise enjoy the presence of the other person.
Asagi shows off his fucking character growth and the stuff that he's learned by hanging out with Fuji. It's
Yeah.
mostly about cocktails.
Which, fair. Fair enough. You know, and that
We
is,
also find out that Hagi is like a complete fucking lightweight.
yeah. Which does not surprise me.
Yeah, I mean that man's head is full of nothing but anxiety and overthinking.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's no mental resistance to alcohol there. It's just anxiety and overthinking.
Yep. Head empty. It's full of anxiety.
Yeah. It's just bees buzzing constantly.
Yeah. Yeah, you would think Asagi would be the head empty one. No.
Asagi is the one whose head, like when you knock on it, you get a response of an echo. Hagi is the one when you knock on it, it sounds like an angry wasp nest.
No, really, Asagi.
And he thinks about like the potential reasons why you might have knocked on his head for like a week afterwards, and he works himself into a fucking anxiety attack over it.
Yeah.
Which, like, relatable, but also, buddy, please, just take a deep breath. You're okay.
Yeah, it's like, buddy, please. But not, I mean, Asagi often has very good insights, is the thing. Like, he's got that emotional, he's got that emotional intelligence.
Yeah, but that's like the thing about head empty people, right? Like, their heads are empty, so there's nothing getting in the way of them being perceptive.
Fair.
There's no resistance to the insight.
Yeah.
They line their eyes with they line their brains with eyes because they don't have brains.
Yeah. And then there's a conversation about a mixer at the very end, and
yeah,
happening between Suo and a couple of the guests, and then Suo's like, "Oh, to why am I blanking?
The girls are asking, like, what would you wear to a mixer if you went to one? And Suo just goes, this, of course. And then they're like, oh, I don't think I can handle that. And, like, the boys are sitting at the bar going, yeah, it was way more fucking chaotic than you're thinking.
Yeah. And then Suo asks...
That shit was wild.
Gosh, why am I blanking on his name suddenly?
Tokiwa.
Asks Tokiwa, well, did you still want to go to a mixer? And he's like, no. Because
no, I think I'm done with mixers.
Well, because he's already found somebody.
Yay! A little bit of like progress in their relationship. Not to mention the very tender scene of her wrapping her hands around his to ring the fucking local bell for wishmaking.
Yeah. It's very good stuff. Very good. I don't know if this will get another season. Like,
I hope so.
Yeah, because it's real good. It's good shit. It's good writing. I want more of this. If we don't get more of this, I do want this author to write more, like, tangentially, if not outright gay.
Yeah. If I forgot to change the fucking image to All Guys Mixer. Sorry. 1 second. There we go. There. Have the glory of Tokiwa, or not Tokiwa, Suo, Fuji, and Kohaku. But yeah, I think I would appreciate more, but if it ended right here, I think I would be satisfied. Not because like there's a satisfying conclusion or something like that, but just because like it was just so well written and it feels good. It's a good ending. At least for this chunk of it. I'm sure there's more, but like I wouldn't be too upset if there wasn't. Actually, let's look that up. Is where there it is. Okay. Sorry, I lost my browser for a second. How to end All Guys Mixer. Manga series. Yes. Is it still going? It is. It's still ongoing. So it's still being written. Mal, you good?
Yeah, I'm listening to something real quick about the potential of a season 2 release date. Let me see.
Okay. Because I had to make sure that you weren't having a fucking another hiccup like last time.
Okay, so more than likely because of how much they adapted and the fact it's still ongoing, and how much of and again how much they adapted. If they do more All Guys Mixer, it's not going to be for a couple years.
Yeah, that's fine. I figured as much. Like, it's not a big thing with a huge team working on it or anything. It's like a couple of people at most, like the mangaka and their assistants.
Yeah. So upcoming stuff. Sakamoto Days starting next Saturday.
Oh yeah.
So we might take another week off to let some things come out.
I don't know. We got Don still.
That's true. We do
Grieving Soul. If we talk about anything else from the season, I think it should be Don and Grieving Soul.
Yeah, considering that we've finished out a bunch of stuff all at the same time, I think we can do at least one of those.
Yeah, maybe like 2 episodes of them for next week, and then and then add Sakamoto Days to it, and then just like pick them up as things end on stream.
Yeah, because let me see. Because we don't know when Rama Season 2 is going to come out. We know it's in production.
Oh fuck! The second core of Solo Leveling is premiering like in 2 days.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about the first season?
It might take me a bit for me to slam through with the entire thing. Like, I've read the manga through that point.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I've read the entire manga, the entire thing.
Yeah.
So
I've read it very much through that point, but I do want to actually at least kind of skim the anime.
Yeah, I figure like not slam through the entire thing and then talk about it all at once on one stream, but like watch a couple episodes and then do it slowly, as time allows.
Yeah. But yeah, I can at least sample Don and Grieving Soul.
Please do, because they are probably my favorites from this season. Even with Demon Lord 2099 and All Guys Mixer, I think Don and Grieving Soul are my favorites.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair.
Don is just like delightfully weird and like the characters are extremely well written, and it's just like very fucking weird. Just like extremely weird. I love it. I love it so fucking much.
Yeah.
And then Grieving Soul is just like very competent fantasy.
Very good. Yeah,
it's very competent RPG lit fantasy. Let's say that. It's not like Frieren kind of competence. It's it's game lit, but really good. Which I think is important to note. Like, just know what you're getting into. There's definitely it's not really game lit, but it.
Oh, what the fuck?
Okay.
So I had Googled Sakamoto Days just to see when it was. And then I see this post from about a year ago. Taro Sakamoto, in the current day of the anime, where he looks like an old fucker, is only 27.
Fatherhood has aged him terribly.
Apparently.
It's fine. He's still very handsome the way he is.
Yeah.
And this dude, the way he is, and the fact that he turned into this at this age means he will look like this for the next 40 years.
It's true. He will never stop looking like this.
It's like, so I watched this bald streamer, and he has looked the exact goddamn same since he was 20. He's 35 now, and it's like, okay, yeah, because he went bald when he was 19. So like he looked like he aged very fast, but like no, he's just been the exact same ever since.
Yeah,
It's the same shit. You know this man's gonna look exactly the way he does right now for the next 15 years.
absolutely, if not longer. So yeah, that will be fun to start. But yeah, so we'll do some samplings of the Don Da Don and Grieving Soul.
Okay, just to give you the pitch, it's not actually game lit. There is no system. There are no like actual like character levels or anything. There's no classes, nothing like that. They just the Adventurers Guild has a kind of organizational system that mimics that kind of thing. So it seems a little bit like game lit, but it's not actually.
Yeah, so it's
It just
more
uses a
yeah, it's more the
it
kind of
uses a
thing
more
I
logical thing.
yeah, it's kind of
Go
like
ahead, yeah.
I've thought about a character who it's not in a game lit world, but sort of considers they're nerd ass, so they consider things in those contexts.
Yeah, okay. Like so it's just like that the guild uses a very logical organizational system.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they don't
yeah,
say orichalcum rank, they say, he's level 8.
yeah, absolutely. So I get you. I get you. I get why they do it, but yeah, because I considered, oh, you know, you might estimate the level of somebody else, or you might estimate, you might go, oh, they've got a 10 in charisma or something in
It's
your
not even
head.
that actually. They don't even go that far with it. It's literally just like what level you are as a hunter rather than an adventurer. They call them hunters, which is fine. Because they're supposed to be relic hunters specifically, not like adventurers. They're adventurers though. Um, it's that your level is an indication of the kinds of dungeons that you've been to,
Yeah,
right? So
absolutely
like if you
understandable.
conquered a dungeon of that is at danger level 5, then you are probably a level 5 hunter.
Yeah, makes sense. Um,
And the levels only go up to 10, by the way. So it's not like you're getting like some dude that's level 99 or whatever. No. The highest character that I've ever seen is the main character, and it's in the description that he is level 8.
all right.
But the actual premise of the thing is that his entire childhood friend group are all extraordinarily talented and skilled and powerful. And he thinks he's not. He's falling behind, but they somehow stuffed him into the leadership position of everything. And his sheer luck just makes it continue to work out well for him. Um, but he is wrong. He actually does have the same level of talent as they do, just in a different way. Because
Gotcha.
each of the entire because they named the party the Grieving Souls. Each of the Grieving Souls has a different specialty. One's a swordsman, one's a thief, one's a mage, one's an alchemist, etc. Right?
Yeah.
He specializes in using magical items. He has the greatest mastery over magical items that anyone has
Uh,
ever seen, and he thinks that he's like this because he's a bad hunter, so he was forced to learn this. And it's like, nah, buddy, that's your talent, man. You are
yeah.
greater than literally anyone else on the planet at this. You're the
Yeah. So
same as your friends. You just can't physically keep up with them without your magic items.
yeah, and that's the problem is that gives him a complex. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yes.
Which you shouldn't have a
It's
complex because the thing is, like, can't you make magic items?
Um, yes and no. He's an expert at using both kinds, both the kind that you can only get in a dungeon and the kind that you can make.
Okay, so the kinds in the dungeon are
Unique and very powerful, and often very weird and temperamental, which is why you need to be an expert using them because they won't activate for you unless you know what you're doing.
yeah, makes sense, and also they are a fact of life, is what I was going to
Yes.
say. Is like you're going to find complexes with these materials in them.
Yes, all the time. I don't remember for sure, but I think the world building was that the magic items that people can make are based on and derived from the magic items that you find in a dungeon.
Okay,
Like
makes
the source of
sense.
all magic is the dungeons, basically.
Okay, so the dungeons are possibly entities upon unto themselves.
Yeah, like This wasn't part of Grieving Souls. It was part of something else. I don't remember what it was now. But you can think of the dungeons in Grieving Souls as I'm going to paraphrase the quote now, but you can think of them as predatory places.
Ah, yes, 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 yes. I've heard that kind of theming before.
Yeah, probably from me, because I'm an asshole and like a nerd about it. But yeah, like they're basically like living ecosystem places. It's very they're extremely dangerous, obviously, and it seems like all the at least the magical engineering and enchanting comes from the dungeons. I don't know about like spell casting. I haven't gotten to that yet. It comes from them, and so these relics that you pull out of the dungeon are the kind of thing that like adventurers will keep their entire careers. Like if you find one flaming sword in the dungeon, you will keep it for your entire career because even if you swap out to a different flaming sword, you know the first one better and it knows you better, and therefore the magic responds to you more easily. Right? It's
Gotcha.
that kind of like temperamental magic item system, right? It's like a tuning in D&D except for it happens over a very long period of time. But like this guy, the main character, is the kind of person who can pick up a sword and use it to its full abilities immediately. Like he doesn't have to spend the time attuning to it; he can just like do it. So it's like, buddy, you are just as talented as your friends. It's the plot of hero isn't as good as everyone thinks he is, but he's actually very strong and blah 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 blah, but executed well,
Excellent.
which I think is good because like I think that premise has not had a well executed version of it yet, and now we do. We have one. It's Grieving Souls.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna say we're gonna wrap up here.
You sure? You want to?
Yeah. I gotta do bio things anyway. Uh,
Okay, that's fair.
yeah. And, I think we've talked about everything, so, look forward to Dun 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 and, Grieving
Potentially.
Souls.
Yes.
For next week, I will at least have watched an episode of each.
All right, cool.
Because I do want to keep up the momentum of doing these streams.
Yes, please let me know how many episodes you do watch so I can review those episodes as well.
Absolutely.
Because it's been like 2 months since I started these.
Yeah. So I will catch you all later. Look in the about sections for links to things.
Yes, absolutely. I may be live again later for like solo shit, but I don't know. I want to like eat actual food for once
There.
instead of relying on my meal shakes lately. So I want to go like actually eat food.
Yes. So good night, everybody.
See you guys later. If I'm not back later today, then we'll be back on Monday, hopefully.